the wedding season, and joining us on midday.com, we have the expert in the room. That's Simran Gidwani. Hi.
Hi.
So she's responsible for Athiya Shetty's pre-wedding looks. And Simran, let's start with your brief firstly. What did you all discuss and how did you all plan the look?
So with us, it's always we've been working together for a while, and we sort of understand each other, and what we have the same sense of style when it comes to, like the looks that we want to go for, and we want skin to look like skin, and that's very important to the both of us.
Hmm.
And so whenever we sort of decide or discuss the looks, it's like we're just on the same page. And so when we got together for the trials, it was just, we just sort of knew we wanted the looks to be fresh and glowy and just happy. so
Yeah.
so yeah, that was really what it was for us,
Yeah.
especially for the pre-wedding.
That's what people have been noticing, that, it's not over the top. It was very kind of, toned down,
Minimal.
and she's looking like just like herself. And it's almost like a no makeup look, but of course,
Yeah.
there is a lot of effort, I'm sure. So if you'd like to tell us a little about the process, like how you all went about it.
When I do her makeup, I'll go in with, like everything, like concealer, foundation, and but I like her face to look like hers. And I don't like to, maybe like heavily contour and just change her features. I sort of understand now what works best for her. And I feel like that's like we both sort of have that trust
Hmm.
now, that we're just on the same page. And yeah, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, and one trend I'm sure everyone's happy has changed is that people are maintaining their skin color. Like particularly when it comes to a little dusky bride, people tend to whitewash and make her look like a different person. That's something we are glad that has really changed.
Yeah, and like I said, that's just really important for us to just, in general, that's the way I like to do makeup. I don't like to cover a lot of scars, and like conceal and change people's features.
Hmm.
And that's what I like to maintain. I like to enhance. And it's just a very positive sort of like makeup in general is just very positive to me, and I like to think of it that way. So when someone comes up to me and they're like, okay, I have this scar, can we, like, how do I cover it up? And try my best to sort of like make them feel positive about it. And it's just something I believe in. For the haldi, because there was going to be haldi on her face.
Yeah.
So we just I went in with a very light base, like, but I wanted it to also photograph well
Hmm.
for the pre function shoots. And so yeah, I mostly just use like a skin tint for her, and don't go in with like a full coverage foundation. And just conceal, just spot conceal where it's needed, so that there is no, so it doesn't sort of bunch up. And we also use powder very sparingly. She, in general, every time I open up my loose powder, she's just like, okay. She'll just look at me, use it very, and I, in general, use it very sparingly.
Hmm.
But yeah, so for the haldi, we wanted, and also lots of blush, because it was a day event, in the sunlight. So lots of blush and just glowy. And I think that's where we were going with
Ha-
that look. And for the muhurtam, for the puja the next morning, again, that since she was wearing a sari, so we wanted to keep that very traditional, so that's why we went with the liner. But even the liner, it was just to just define her eyes a little bit, nothing too stark. And yeah, she's beautiful, so I want to
Yeah.
sort of maintain that. And even with that, we sort of, even when we picked out the flowers and everything, it was just
Hmm.
such a fun process, all of it. And for the intimate family dinner, that was at night. It was in the evening. So we went in with a little bit of a sort of bolder liner, but
Mhm.
nothing to, again, she, because for her it's also very important, whether it was this or shoots, it's very important for her to feel comfortable.
Huh.
If she feels makeup on her face, I feel like most of us have that.
Hmm.
It's just, that just makes her a little so
Yeah.
we don't do a lot of like lashes, we'll just do individuals. And yeah.
And do you feel there's been some change post the pandemic as well? There are smaller weddings and people are like more, I think, focusing on themselves rather than other people, like the guests and stuff like that. So, it is more, I think, more personal, the celebration.
Personal,
Yeah.
which also is nice
Yeah,
in a way. No, it just feels warmer.
true.
Yeah.
So, any
Mm.
change you find in terms of brides, what they expect as well? Are they
Um,
more, like, I
so
think,
actually,
huh,
honestly, I fully started doing this post pandemic.
okay.
So it's so for me, it's I fully got into this, I think about 2 years ago. So
Hmm.
when it was still a little, there were restrictions and stuff.
Yeah.
And so there's not much comparison for me.
Ah,
This is just sort of how it's been.
okay. And any trends that you feel in terms of makeup that will be big this year, or colors, or anything?
I feel like the minimal vibe of just like skin sort of looking like skin is going to continue, definitely.
Mm.
Not only because it's low maintenance, it's easy to achieve for everybody, but
Yeah.
also because I feel like that just looks best. And other than that, I feel like maybe dramatic eyes
Okay.
could be a thing, like bolder eyes could be a thing this year.
Okay. And since you've been working with so many brides, so any last minute advice that you would give them?
I like when I work with brides, I sort of try to, it's like glam time is sort of it's very sacred, and it's like before you go in and you're doing all of, just relax and just take this time for yourself. And just, I feel like when brides are relaxed, that's when things just sort of fall into place.
And of course, we also have to ask you your favorite moment from the wedding since you were so closely involved.
It was all just really happy and wholesome. So, I feel like I can't really pick.
Ah,
But of course, I feel like when we sat in the room before, because before anything, I feel like that was just the most sort of sacred to me
yeah. Yeah.
when we sat to do our looks. So yeah, that was really.
All right. It was lovely having you. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.